My name is MD David. I'm the Lagos chapter chairman of CONASAI, a non-governmental organization that focuses on prevention and sensitization on drug abuse and use of illicit substances. The Nigerian government has been doing a lot in curbing this menace, but we are out to support the NDLEA, to support the Nigerian government, and to support the society in general in sensitizing people about the bad effects of this drug. Sometimes we see a lot of people hit by overdose, as in they take too much of these drugs and they lose focus, they become so dull, they're not able to do any other thing, and before you know it, it affects their entire life. They become useless. You see a youth who is working well, but once he's addicted to these drugs, he begins to malfunction in his life, in his career, in his business, and in the family too. So some of the major effects of drug abuse and illicit substances are organ damage. These drugs can damage your organ. It also leads to cognitive impairment. You see somebody who cannot reason very well, who cannot reason logically anymore, who cannot do the normal thing that a youth is doing, but you see him. Sometimes you see people who are hooked in this drug just standing in one place. Sometimes you see them, they just withdraw into the room. They're not talking to anybody, they're just alone. The normal domestic activities they're supposed to be carrying out, they're not doing it anymore. They're already hooked. It can also be linked to crime. See, most of the people that are into crime, it's these drugs that they use to be emboldened. It's these drugs that make them to do the kind of things they do. In fact, has been researched that most of the bandits and kidnappers that we are seeing in Nigeria, they are hooked on drugs. It is these substances that they take that make them to forget that human beings are human beings. So we in CONASAI, we are making frantic efforts to talk to our youth, to talk to our adults, to talk to fathers and mothers. Parents will also have a responsibility to take in this matter, because if you are observing your children very well, I know most of the children that are living irresponsible life. What I mean by that is that they can go out anytime, come back any time of the day. Nobody is talking to them. Their parents sometimes don't even know where their children are for the next 5 hours. There are homes like that, there are families like that. And once they go out, you don't know the kind of people they meet. Sometimes it is the uncle around the street, or even their neighbor that will send them, see, go to that place. You see this guy, buy this thing for me. By the time they buy it once, twice, you discover that they'll be wondering, what is in this thing that this man is sending me to buy? I'm sure you know it, they want to test it. So part of the reasons why people take drugs that they are curious, inquisitive. They want to know, how does this thing feel? They see boys, they see guys taking it at one corner, and they are wondering. Then peer pressure, you see that some of them, they see that their friends are already taking it. And the ones that are very common on the streets are these ice, tramadol, colos, and then there's one that is inside balloon. You understand? There are different types of these drugs, and they are so common on the street. As apart from marijuana, which is igbo, or they call it weed. These things affect your brain, affects your organs, affects your life. Our children don't need to be hooked on drugs. Parents, watch your child, observe. Where is he at any particular time? What is he doing? Is he withdrawn? Is it always alone in the room, even when other people are playing? Those are signs you begin to look for. Look at the rate of crime in Nigeria, in your state, in your community. Some of these people that are committing these crimes, they are hooked on these drugs. So we must watch and must talk to ourselves in churches, in mosques, in our society, in schools. Even some primary schools, you see children who are taking tramadol, who are taking cocaine, who are taking squishy, who are taking colos. Let's do our best, because our society will do better with tout these drugs.